of honoring their oaths of office. Instead of obeying the law, these rebellious employees will vote for any bill in our developing demobocracy that will strengthen their power over you, their employers. Remember, when you write letters to editors, columnists, TV commentators, your employees in Washington, and to each other, do not use the words of your enemies. However, be prepared for a downside to protecting the Constitution. You will be accused of being an anarchist, radical, and a member of the party of no. Our founders did not risk their lives to form an anarchy, but they did fight, and many died, so we can have our limited government republic. I will support any party which should ever decide to support individual freedom by becoming the party of hell no to the millions of unconstitutional provisions presented in Congress. Another problem, if you revitalize our Constitution, buying, stealing, and fabricating votes will not be sufficient for either the left wing or the right wing of control freaks unanimous to force everyone to obey the Margie's rule on a number of issues. That means after a few basics, like raping, killing, and stealing, you will not be able to force everyone to follow your religious or moral code. You'll just have to learn to live peacefully with your weird neighbors. Another problem, back when I was a young man, President Lyndon Johnson led us into the quagmire of a war on poverty without an exit strategy. However, regressive Marxists will still accuse you of being heartless, to refuse them the power to confiscate your money to support their unconstitutional and counterproductive programs. In the face of decades of evidence, they still maintain that their illegal government programs will reduce poverty and are the only way to really help poor people. To the contrary, government force is not the only option to every real and imagined crisis. Freedom reduces poverty by motivating people to increase wealth, and voluntary charities provide safety nets without creating a slave class, a parasite class, and an arrogant political class. Another problem, under the wonderful democracy what the regressive movement has been developing in America since about 1900, the political class has thrown us a lot of stale crumbs to stay in power and buy our freedom with our own money. If you force your DC employees to obey the Constitution and revert to the republic mandated by our founders, you will lose almost all of the crumbs they are throwing your way. Before you decide that the crumbs are too important in your life right now, remember, the only important difference that caused the wealth of this country and the poverty of the former USSR was that we had a constitutional republic and they had a form of Marxism. Our trend is from a constitutional republic to the mob rule of unlimited democracy to our version of Marxism. If you do not reverse that trend, your grandchildren will suffer under the same grinding poverty as the unfortunate Soviet citizens. So fight with the rainy day patriots to reestablish our formerly successful republic. Fight back today, but how? I expect three things. Stop using the words of your enemies, protect and defend your Constitution, and tell others to do the same.